Ilha is a peaceful, protected island in the state of Paraná in Brazil. It's not so famous for tourists coming in Brazil, but if you go to the state of Paraná and visit Curitiba, near there you have this beautiful island that you need to visit. So in this video, I will cover the essentials for you. The best time to visit it, how to get there, where to stay, the activities that you can do. I've been there a few weeks ago and have some small recommendations for you. So let's dive in. So the first things to consider is when's the best time to visit Ilha. The summer in Brazil, it runs from December to February, and this is also the big holidays in Brazil. So after Christmas, up until the Carnival, is the big holidays and you will have a lot of people going there. This is also where you have the most beautiful weather with a lot of sun, it's very hot, warm and humid. So this is the best time to come, but if you don't want to have too many tourists around you, I suggest you go just before Christmas or just after the Carnival. At those times, you will have the best prices with very few people on the island. So to get there, let's say you're starting from Curitiba, you're in the city, you visited the place and you're going to that island. For that, you will have to take a bus and after a boat. You have two piers, Paranaguá or Pontal do Sul. If you go to Paranaguá from Curitiba, it's a little bit faster because it's a little bit nearer, but after the boat will take a little bit more time, an hour and a half, something like that. While if you go to Pontal do Sul, it's a little bit further from Curitiba, it's 2 hours drive or 3 hours by bus, and after that you have boats that goes to Ilha. I would suggest to go to Pontal do Sul because you have more boats that will deliver the two piers at Ilha. And so at Ilha you have two main piers and two main small cities. You have Praia das Encantadas and Praia Brasília. Praia das Encantadas, it's a little bit more bigger with more restaurants, more hotels, more choices. So if you're gonna stay there, it's gonna feel a little bit more busy with a little bit less nature around it. Even though the island is a protected area, you have many nature around you. But let's say you have more streets, more concrete streets rather than sand streets that you can see and have at Brasília. I stayed at Brasília and you have very fewer streets, fewer restaurants and hotels. And I think that's what you're looking for if you go to Ilha. You want something a little bit more raw, a bit more nature, peaceful. So I would suggest to go to Brasília. And for me it's even better because it's a little bit more in the center of all the activities that you can do around, rather than Praia das Encantadas, that is at the very far bottom of the island. And you can access those two piers, Praia da Brasília and Praia das Encantadas, from Pontal do Sul. So you go there and be careful which boats going to which piers, and you just go to the one you want to. I suggest Brasília. So you just arrive at Brasília or Encantadas, you booked your hotel, you arrived, everything's perfect. Now here's a list of small activities that you can do, some of the highlights of the island. You have the Farol das Conchas. This is one of the best viewpoints with a short climb, but a classic island postcard. You have the Gruta das Encantadas, very close to the city itself. It's an easy walk to do, not a lot to see, to be honest. You have a beautiful hike to do or a walk all along the beach to go up to the Fortaleza, an old fort that you can still see, well maintained with all the cannons, etc. It hasn't been used that much in the history, but it's still there with its past and it's super nice to visit it. And for example, that's one of the reasons staying at Brasília is much easier because, for example, Gruta das Encantadas will be on that side and the Fortaleza on the other side. So you are in the middle, which is much more practical to do all the activities. Of course, you have a lot of beaches all around Ilha. All of them are super nice, very beautiful, very calm and very wide. Even though you can go during the big holidays at Ilha do Mel, it wouldn't feel that crowded. Some people will do surfing, but I haven't seen that many when I was there. Some people will do snorkeling. You also can do a boat tour to go to nearby islands, and if you're a little bit lucky during those tours, you can see dolphins. But for me, the main activity at Ilha do Mel is to do some trails, some hikes. From your hotel, you will do 2-3 hours hikes from one side of the island to visit the beaches, to visit some small hills and have some beautiful viewpoints. And that way you can really see and enjoy the nature there. You don't have that many islands in Brazil that you can visit and really enjoy. The other one I've done recently is Ilha Grande, and just to compare with it, Ilha do Mel is very small with very few people compared to Ilha Grande. So just so to say that if you go to Ilha do Mel, it's mostly to relax, to enjoy the nature, to do some hikes, but you don't have a lot of high life partying happening even in one point at Brasília at least. I didn't sleep at Encantadas, but from what I've seen, it's not that very party vibe. Ilha do Mel is a protected island and it has some restriction about the number of visitors, so you won't have big buildings, you won't have a lot of high life happening in that island, which is, I think, really nice. That way you can really see that the whole island, the whole forest has been and still keep protected. You have a lot of animals that you can see. I've seen some snakes, I've seen some birds. It's really beautiful, it's really nice, and that's an island where you can enjoy more the nature than the lifestyle. On Brasília's small village, all the streets are made of sand. So if you have some shoes that may be a little bit complex, but you need to bring some good shoes if you want to do some long trails. Like to go to the Fortaleza, the beach, it's a hard sand. So it's much better to have some good shoes rather than just flip-flops. But on the daily life, in the morning or the afternoon, bring some flip-flops. I didn't have rain, if I remember well, or not heavy ones, but it's always good to have a rainy jacket. Because you never know in Brazil, sometimes you can have a tropical rain and just for an hour you will have a heavy, heavy rain. I was once again surprised by how all the shops, the markets, the street seller accept the credit card. Like, this is really amazing. You don't need to bring that many cash. It's always good to have a little bit just in case. But from all the restaurants I've been to, from all the supermarkets I've bought some goods, some groceries, I always could pay with credit card. So Ilha do Mel is very simple. You have few activities that you can do, few highlights spots that you can visit, and the goal is just to enjoy the island. It's not a modern highlight life with many things and modern things and high tech. This is very chill, very calm, not so many things happening, and it's the purpose of the island. It's just to relax and reconnect a little bit with yourself. The island is simple, but that's what makes it memorable. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, that you've enjoyed all the footage of this beautiful island. I hope you will visit it because it's really nice. It's a little bit more in the south of Brazil, so if you're not passing by the Paraná states, maybe for another time. Brazil is so huge that you cannot visit everything at once. But now you know that place, you know that island, and I hope that one day you will go there. See you on the next adventure.